Should you scout for this year's featured Eevee? Not really. It's just an Eevee. Is Chase and Eevee any good? Well, guys, this sync pair, surprisingly, we only have one evolution this, again, Eevee this year. And I find it weird that he does not have, or at least the Datamine does not have just his image and Eevee. I kept checking Absolutely's Datamine and stuff for that just Chase and Eevee, and I could not find that image. So you can have this image. So every single November 21 is Eevee Day. And for the last several years, we've had different EVs come and go. And now it's time for, all the evolutions are done. Now we go back to the regular EV, which is a texting pair with an EX role of support. We check his stats. And as you can see over there, you have quite HP stat 650, attack stat 424, special attack 424. I just have one huge question in terms of this sync pair, and I would like to show you what I mean. Check this out. This is Arc Suit Blue. Okay, comparing the stats, guys, an Eevee at level 150 or 140 has a 424 special attack stat. Meanwhile, Mega Pidgeot at level 200 is close to having those stats. This Eevee at level 200, 556 special attack stat, 556 attack stat, and this Mega Pidgeot, this Arc Suit cannot even break the bounds. Like, what the heck is going on? Why is an Eevee stronger than an Arc Suit? But anyway, ignoring that fact, we have some interesting passive skills for this one. You have Extreme Type Boost. When you use your sync move for the very first time, you get to lower the opponent's normal, fire, water, electric, grass, ice, psychic, dark, and fairy rebuffs. So if you're wondering why normal, fire, water, electric, grass, ice, psychic, dark, fairy, why only 9 out of the 18 types? Well, if you haven't figured it out yet, those are the types of Eevee and its evolutions. You have Eevee, Flareon, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Gleefeon, Glaceon, Espeon, Umbreon, and Sylveon. So that's the reason if you haven't figured it out. And then you have Sync Move, Normal Zone. Whenever you use a sync move using Eevee, you get to bring in Normal Zone, which is pretty nice. Although we have some other evolutions in the past that can already do that with their, terrains and zones and weather conditions. And then you have Pokemon or sync move on opponent defense and special defense down to 9. Whenever you hit an opponent with your attack or your sync move, you get to lower the opponent's defense and special defense -2, including the sync move. So what moves do you have? You have Headbutt, which a 30% chance of making the opponent flinch. You have Growl, which hits every single opponent and can lower the opponent's attack stat. Growl should work with your third passive skill, so not only are you lowering the opponent's attack stat, but also their defense and special defense down -2. Swift will never miss and will hit everyone, so that's also a defense and special defense down -2. And then you have Let's Go Full Speed, your trainer move. You can use this on yourself, and it will raise your attack and special attack stat +3 and raise everyone's critical hit rate +2. It also raises the physical moves up next effect of all allies +2 stat ranks. That's a 80% increase in damage for your next physical attack. I would love to get a Let's Go Full Speed MP refresh so that I can raise my own attack stat and special attack stat as well and max out everyone's critical hit rate. But anyway, guys, he also has a multiplier with his passive, or rather with his sync move. The lower the opponent's defense is, the stronger the damage of your sync move. If I'm not mistaken, that is relentless when you word it out. So yeah. Plus, as a support sync pair or support EX role, you get to bring in that double sync buff. And as a tech sync pair, if you 6-star EX him, you will get to dish out 1.5 times stronger damage. So that is Eevee right now. Interesting sync pair, high stats, but let's take a look at his kit. So this sync pair has an exclusive lucky cookie as opposed to the academy ones, and this one finally has a good one. First sync move, team normal rebuff down 1. After using your sync move for the very first time using Eevee, you get to lower the normal type rebuff of all opponents, -1. So not only are you lowering the normal fire, water, electric, grass, ice, whatchamacallit, psychic, dark fairy, but you're also lowering another normal type rebuff. 2 rebuffs of what type is a 1.5 times increase in damage, or a 50% stronger damage. So that's 1.5 times damage. So that's not too bad, especially if you have a ground, or rather a normal type team. 1 out of 5, you got clear-headed and headstrong. Meh. 2 out of 5, you got growl and move gauge refresh, headbutt. You have insult to injury. The lower the opponent's defense is, the stronger your headbutt is gonna be, which nice chance of making the opponent flinch, but you also have a very high attack stat, so that should not be that bad. Let's go full speed critical eye 1 and let's go full speed MP refresh 3. I'd rather get the MP refresh. Got normal zone HP recovery, normal zone move gauge acceleration, and swift move gauge refresh 3. Your speed stat is not too horrible for 2 move gauge attacks. So be it. 3 out of 5, you got Adrenaline 1 to lower your sync move countdown. You got Headbutt Aggravation 1. This is a must for flinching opponents. Headbutt Trip twice 9 to lower the opponent's speed stat -2. Might Afflictor might be very good to combine with Swift if you decide to go for Swift rather than Growl, so that you lower the opponent's defense, special defense -2, as well as lower the opponent's attack stat -1, AoE. You can still use Growl, so that Growl will lower the opponent's attack stat -2 instead of -1. Or just use Headbutt, and that will also lower the opponent's attack stat now. Normal zone, team crit immunity would be nice. Especially with if you decide to eventually bring him to normal tower, which I think would be okay. Not too bad for that one because of infinite normal zone. Opponent rebuff down, team moves up 2. As long as the opponent has a lower type rebuff, which you can bring after using your sync move for the very first time. Your normal attacks, all your allies' attacks will be powered up 20%. And then sync move team, physical and special boost up 1/9. Will power up, or rather, will give everyone a physical moves up next effect and special moves up next effect. That's a 40% increase in damage. And then you got Smarty Pants. The lower the opponent's special attack stat is, the stronger your sync move is gonna be. So as a normal type, you got quite a lot of multipliers for this one. You got a built-in Relentless. The lower the opponent's defense is, the stronger your sync move is gonna be. You got Smarty Pants. The lower the opponent's special defense is, the stronger your sync move is gonna be. He can be 6-star EX teched, which means that's a 1.5 times increase in damage. After your first sync move, your next sync move is gonna have a type rebuff. That's another 1.5 times increase in damage. Normal zone also raises the damage by, if I'm not mistaken, also another 1.5 times. So that's a lot of multipliers for this little creature over here. And again, his stats are higher than Arcsuit Blue, which is really sus. But that's that. He can lower the opponent's attack stat. I just wish that he can also lower the opponent's special attack stat. And that would be a very nice combo and a nice to bring in for normal tower in that case. But, you know, he is a physical and a special attacker. So you have Swift as a special attack. You have Headbutt as a normal attack. His sync move is a physical attack. So yeah, he's a pretty good candidate for bringing in to normal tower. We're still lacking a very, very amazing team for that. So maybe he will be one of those sync pairs. But yeah, it's just this is the one and only evolution or Eevee for this year. Aside from Penny, which you can scout for, or rather you can invite to the trainer lodge and get another Eevee for that. I did not check Eevee's or Penny's stats, but trainer lodge sync pairs do not exactly have EX rolls, and now EX rolls are just quite important to make your sync pair stronger for towers at least. So, are you scouting for Chase and Eevee? If you are, let me know in the comment section. He comes out on November 21. And who else comes out on November 21? You have Adamant and Irida coming out in a combined Master Fair banner. Maybe it's nicer to scout for them instead. They will have 5 out of 5 tiles now, and Adamant has a pretty good 5 out of 5 tile. But you tell me. And until then, guys, if you want to support the channel, go to my coffee page, coffee.com/splgum, and any little donation will be very much appreciated. Or, join my members, click on the join button. Huge shout out. Finally, I get to finish every single video for this data mine. So a huge shout out goes to Alcin, Roy, Luca, and Jeremy for your continued support, as well as Absaras, who just reached 3 years. Thank you and congratulations, everyone. Appreciate it. Eewees comes and goes, but thank you as well for keeping the support. And if any one of you wants to join my Patreon, patreon.com/splgum. I would love to have some names up there. Now, while the game is still alive, and yeah, until then, I can finally sleep. It is 5:09 a.m. Hiya. I'll see you in my scouts. Good luck scouting for Arc Suit Blue tomorrow. Bye-bye.